subjected us to Ernst and Young. Even if you sold and you have evidence and you did not have a contract, Afia, they all lost. People who had the contracts, even if it was 10,000 or 1 billion, they were paid. It's true you have the goods sold. It's true this is the card for your vehicle sold to someone else. But because you have no contract, don't talk to us. Even the government told us, don't come to us if you do not have contracts. So all the people who sold without contracts, lost. All the people that had contracts, the government of Uganda is paying now and later demanding the government of South Sudan. This is ongoing now. Therefore, as we start a new opportunity, I don't want to threaten anybody, but I'm sharing the cries that we have cried together with the Kasita. To an extent that next month we are launching an association of people called the Jalus, joint action of Ugandans who lost goods in Juba. They formed themselves into an association. These were all traders. There are over 360. They are now trying to make a circle so that they can rejoin business. Why? Yet we are mobilized by the Ministry of Trade. The government of Uganda did not stop us to go, but when it came to the losses, the government of Uganda did not stand with us to get us compensated. Therefore, while we prepare to move, I request whoever is in the leadership of this, I request the ambassador and the technical attaché for that matter here to try as much as possible. Whenever we come, whenever we engage, we have at least a representative from the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, from the Ministry of Finance, or from the President's office. So that the details of what we are doing is not theirs, but the fallback position, if we don't agree at one point, are clearly stated. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to implore you, whoever is going to move, please be ready to move. But don't move before you talk to some of our lawyers. Just get a lawyer. Ordinarily, lawyers are not very expensive when it is still a small business. You engage them in a contractual obligation so that by the time you are boarding a plane to go, you have a copy of a draft agreement from which you can copy to do a deal with our partners in the free trade area. If this is done, ladies and gentlemen, the sky will be the limit for us. To the contrary, Kasita will be waiting for a team of people to make an association of people that we have lived in Djibouti. God forbid, I don't want that to happen. I was going to stay away because I had a commitment. But because I knew that people are already now excited, including myself, to go and be one of the first people to do business in the free trade zone. I understand it from the perspective of Uganda. I understand it from the perspective of the East African community, as well as the COMESA. But I also understand it from the perspective of how Uganda is always very reluctant. I'm sorry to say this, when Ugandans are grieved outside our country. So we are ready, Your Excellency. I just wish to travel with the Gusiwa and the team. But when we are here home, we cannot keep quiet while we see business building up and then the gaps that might create potholes and not bridge it. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so much for those words from the two gentlemen from Kasita. Mr. Zora. Yes. Loan recovery program for businessmen and of course no corruption, the corruption of the business, and the public relations officer, Mr. Isa. Thank you so much for your insight into what I believe will strengthen and give business confidence once we cross that path. Probably is a request that we shall engage you to have a deep analysis, protection, arrangement for the business community. I'm very certain that the Djibouti Free Trade Zone will be the one to understand in detail what it takes for the business community in Uganda to be well protected. And as far as executing the duty of the Free Trade Zone is concerned. Thank you so much. We are going to listen to two people, then we'll run a small, short 2.5-minute video, then we'll proceed with further discussions. Thank you so much. Rachel, kindly, oh, thank you. We have the two microphones, kindly don't hesitate to hold them all. One is for the public system, another is for the media. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moderator Oscar. Your Excellencies are present. The organizer of this Trade Free Zone Symposium workshop, fellow traders in Uganda. First, I would like to upload the message that has come through the spokesperson of Kasita. Thank you, Mr. Isaac. I have known him from when he was still at Loom Street selling TVs, so I know the strength that he can get. That takes me to a point of knowing him as a unifying factor. Mr. Sechito, you've spoken about the plight of Ugandans, how much we've been crying out here. We've never seen as investors, so it's good that the Djibouti team has come out to see us as...
The media is interested, as much as those interested in your name and details. Thank you.
My name's Augustine Arnold Masembe. I actually live and work in China. I have a company I formed there. It's Equator Import and Export. Yeah. So I thank Mr. Isaac Sechito for the point that he has noted about Ugandans crying out of what is not being skipped as not seen as investors. Yet we have the capacity, we have the brains that have been given to us by the Lord, and the strength that we take on risks where people go, like they have gone up to Djibouti, they have gone to Sudan, but the cries are louder than the benefits, apart from those few. So on that point that he has raised, I hope the Djibouti team will come up with a policy, like also the gentleman there said, a resource center where we can gather and find out such information that we are protecting, we who want to go and invest with our little funds to start off in Djibouti. That's the very most important point. Mr. Gussi was scrolled the grounds and seen there is an opportunity, but there is need to protect.
Djibouti International Free Trade Zone joined hands with Ethiopian Airline and Air Djibouti, the strategic partners, to establish sea air connectivity to make Djibouti as a super multimodal transport hub for African continent. Due to the African economic
attended workshops like in the French, the Chinese where we live, first priority is to their language, then the others can translate. So for all of us to understand, I would rather at times we use the local language, and then we have someone to translate. It makes us, it's even easier for you to put a point across for all of us to understand. And then the rest can translate to our hosts who should be in Djibouti. There is strength in using your mother language and putting a point across, please. The other point I'm getting to, Mr. Issa Sekito, now you're in Comesa. I want to know from the Djibouti team, what advantages are there for me if I have set up in Djibouti that I will take my goods, first of all, to Uganda, so that what advantage do I get if my goods are in a warehouse in Djibouti, I bring them to Uganda under the COMESA? Those are the advantages the traders want to listen to. Mfunamu mtia amaguzi gano gabanga gali Djibouti warehouse ngalezi nemba leta mu COMESA newala omusolo obugagga buli mu kwewala omusolo teri kulimba. If you can, it's all written over. You pay what is less, obugagga bujja okubeerawo. Eba osasula omusolo. That is my other point. So zino COMESA, AGOA, AFCTC, AEBA, omusuubuzi nganze kati agenda okuddamu okuriskinga after COVID. Where are the benefits? That means you need to collaborate with COMESA and all those others, and they tell us, okay, if you have in Djibouti trade-free zone, these are the advantages if you bring through COMESA, and this is how you will benefit. And I'm not only looking to Uganda because COMESA is big. Yeah. I don't want us to look only that we're taking to Uganda. Two, I heard of this SAS Express. Before I even get to that, Djibouti, as you're getting to us, I want us to look beyond China. I have been in China with my colleague here, Wamala, Peter, and all those who have come in. We've been there so many years. Things are changing. We cannot only have a look that we are waiting for warehouses that have been set up by the Chinese in Djibouti. We need other countries as well to come through and open those warehouses. Because if you look at the scope of trade now, there are people importing from China, there are people importing from India, there are people importing from Turkey, Thailand, and all that. I kindly request you, as you're doing this, implore those guys, those countries as well, to set up there so that we can set up together with them. To Mr. Kasita or Mr. Isaac Sechito and your team, part of the things that have killed us as Ugandans is individualism. If you can go to Djibouti as Kasita consortium, so that we all go through Kasita without greed and selfishness, so that we go through as a consortium, setting up in Djibouti, I think our interests can be much more protected. And but this habit of individualism, Mr. Gusiwa comes up and sees such an opportunity, and we all want to go as a lone wolf and all that. No, if you go as a consortium, I believe if in South Sudan we had gone as a consortium or as a group, we would be fighting as a group. But now you have those who thought they went alone, they have contracts and all that. So that's where the loss is. I request as a country, as Ugandans, we learn to avoid individualism and go as a team in such areas. These people went as a team led by Mr. Augustine Kuruanga. They went as a team. That is step one. Now can we do it as a block to invest? You have a warehouse, and this is the Uganda warehouse, or this, and this is Kasita Consortium that has said. That is my point. Now the last one on air cargo. You have shown that there is the air from China to Djibouti, then Djibouti to, let's say, Uganda. And you were talking about a quote of about $5.5. Now, I want you to look beyond air cargo. There are some people who do hazard materials, like chemicals, that do not go through air. Have you considered them? And even the cost we're talking about, $5.5, I can tell you, if I'm shipping above 100, if I'm airlifting above 100 kilograms from China to Uganda, I can get that price. And yours, you're showing it's taking about 20 days. Probably I didn't get you right, but I need more explanation of that. With that, I want to thank all the members that have attended. I also want to thank the Djibouti team for offering us such an opportunity, for listening out to people who you don't know as yet, and giving us as a country an opportunity to be investors who are listened to. Probably we can also, as Kasita Consortium, close out a coffee or a fruit deal in Djibouti. Thank you very much for God and my country.
There is a hand here. Let's have the second hand, then we have a small break in the video.
Your Excellency, representative from the legally recognized organizations. Wega Muzamina Board is my name, Public Relations, Kampala Traders Advocacy for a Couple. I'd want to thank the organizers for such a wonderful opportunity that is being brought to Ugandans to create an investment space in Djibouti. This is so wonderful. Anyhow is a how, and anything can start from any point. I want to thank Mr. Chalis Agustin. You are such a generous individual, and indeed we need to clap. We as couple, it was all over social media that Agustin endeavored to inform every Ugandan in the trade sector to see that we get on board with this important, arrangement. It's really bringing hope at the end of the tunnel that after COVID, things have gone scattered. Out of our plan that like Uganda, we had the longest back of COVID-19 with the longest vacation of students and pupils in our institutions of learning. We had the biggest challenge towards business issues. Kasita and other fellow trade organizations will bear witness that we suffered this turbulence of bringing sanity to business as in line of trade arrangements. Look at the payments as in rent, going down our knees to beg government to come in and intervene and see that we really proceed and that things come to sanity. But all the same, we had to arrange ourselves back, and glory be to God. Well, I've got a very big concern over this country called Djibouti, a country with less or more of 1 million population, but but strategically located business-wise. I was looking at the advantages, more so in the real estate business, whereby like a population of 1 million or less, and an investor is going to real estate. Probably, how would this investor benefit in such an environment? You see, we need to look at things in black and white, and then that we don't just get excited as my colleague, Mr. Kasita Sechito. Sorry, Mr. Kasita Sechito, we usually call him Kasita.
Don't worry.
Because you're always at the face of it. So like here we're looking at an investment in real estate. Yes, there is zero taxation on it. How are we likely to benefit from it? Probably I would want that. Two, what is the legal framework or to acquire citizenship in Egypt, in Djibouti? Because at some point we've gone to countries whereby like somebody has lived there and feels that you want to live in this country. And then the parameters to become one are so hard, and however much you work, you never benefit. Because when something is too sweet, you really want to own it. And now, how do I also become an owner legally of Djibouti? That question will be answered. Also, I was also urging Ugandans to look into exporting their own, because people seem to be so much interested in China and forgetting Bubu. Buy Uganda, build Uganda. It is true at some point when you import more of the commodities and they exceed yours that you import, yours you export, it is catastrophic. And we cannot pretend not to live reality of exporting ours and in the interest of and giving more chances to the importers. Because everybody is looking at China, I'm very close to China, there is an avenue to China and all that. But remember, the government also is having a strategic plan of whereby like, it is now frustrating commodities that are being imported in favor of commodities being made from Uganda. So therefore, I urge Ugandans as you go to Egypt, to Djibouti, very sorry somebody said that Egypt is big, you know, I'm also trying to confuse it again. But Djibouti, by the end of this session, it will have stuck into my mind. That as you are in Djibouti, try your level best also to promote the commodities made from Uganda. We as CAPO, Kampala Traders Advocacy Forum, the forum that unites all traders in arcades of Kampala, 783 arcades. This is a very big forum. We've always time and again told them, you know, amidst your imports that you are having in your small trade, you know, environment, as in your business, try to engulf in some commodities from Uganda. Now, as we are also going to Djibouti, very sorry, the other time Augustine left me, but this time round, the second phase, I'm on plane also. I want to probably identify commodities. We want to identify commodities that would also promote Uganda. Because I'm realizing Djibouti is just, is a trade zone, is a country, is a hub, which links to different countries at a subsidized price. So therefore, with 1 million population or less, then as Mr. President said that 2 million living in Djibouti would enhance trade and business. And with 23 plus square kilometer, as in Egypt, something like that, 23 square kilometer as a country. I don't know whether I'm wrong or right. That's what it is. I think we can comfortably live there. But I urge Ugandans to probably, any trader, any importer, any exporter, put in mind Ugandan commodities so that we develop this country, that other people come in to export ours more than as we import. Thank you very much. I'm so happy. We as CAPO, Kampala Traders Advocacy Forum, we are very happy for this kind of arrangement. And anyhow is the how we can start from scratch. And even when we went to Southern Sudan, yes, true, very many people were cheated left and right, but there are still precedences that we can show. Very many I've seen from Southern Sudan saying that, you know, I built this house from Southern Sudan, I enhanced myself to this. So, however, the mistakes, as Mr. Kasita said, that others were cheated and all that, there was turbulence, militia kind of conflict that was there. I'm so happy for the confession of Augustine, that they said they wanted to go in downtown, to live in downtown and see how welcoming are the people. I love testimonies of whereby like there are no guns around, whereby like as you look left to right, people are only holding batons maybe as a police officer. The batons are not even there. That's a very good, you know, kind of environment. I think that's why there are very many security bases of international countries, USA, France, as you said. So I beg to submit, and we shall live on as CAPO, Kampala Traders Advocacy Forum. We welcome you, Mr. Agustin. Those visitors should go without reaching our point. The last but not least that I've forgotten, we also have an agreement, MOU with the Stanbic Bank. So still as in CAPO, we have been one of the biggest microfinance. Stanbic Bank has already put in some billions of money, probably at any point of exporter who would want to get money, then it is a matter of CAPO signing in for you, that we know you, then probably your business is enhanced. So this is an opportunity. Thank you very much. I remain yours, Public Relations, Kampala Traders Advocacy Forum, Baby Hamzan Labo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Soila, the member, of course, of CAPO, for those great words. We are going into the short video. As we prepare it, let me say a few words. CAPO is saying that we should export boom. I want to believe that those in the food industry, we shall definitely eliminate that. Stanbic Bank is also in partnership with CAPO in ensuring that the business community is guaranteed of some reasonable resources for trade. Thank you, Mr. Costin Masembe, for the words that you have shared with us, who is the CEO of China Sino Import and Export. Your comment on COMESA and how we can benefit through COMESA in partnership with the Free Trade Zone has been noted. We shall continue to get more details and facts. I wish to say, as the consular and the consulate, and of course, in the effort of promoting business with the Free Trade Zone in Djibouti, we encourage as many as we are having the host giving us the rights to share the broadcast, he said something with COMESA, and I wish to emphasize that we are looking towards having as many partnerships as possible to make this happen. Kasita is one of them, UMA, Export Promotions Board, Chambers of Commerce. We have a delegation from the Chambers of Commerce of the government of Djibouti that will come to meet the Chambers of Commerce of the government of the Republic of Uganda to establish a relationship. And then after we involve the entire business community, of course, now that we have the contacts, you'll be among the first people to be invited. Many partnerships, UMA, GAFO, we have taken that invitation with your son. We shall definitely engage you to see how best we can have a partnership relationship to attract or give a better footing for your business community. 300 plus accounts.
Economic and trade relations. There is huge potential of Sino-African trader. The rise of e-commerce in recent years has accelerated the trend.
Are we in position to share now? Isn't it possible for you to direct from audio will be coming out? Okay, let's continue with the interaction as we sort this out, because we have 40 minutes maximum for this. At exactly 1, we intend to go for lunch. Before we go for lunch, we shall have remarks from His Excellency Hassan, a wrap up, because I've listened into what you said and being part of the team, of course, will give a feedback. And then also one remarks from His Excellency Richard Karuna, Sebastian. I think we also have chip in. There are some people who are requesting, yes, asking any language possible. You can still capture the details and respond positively. Then we shall have last word from Mr. Melissa Leonard. Mr. Melissa Leonard will give us a word before we break off for lunch. He was part of the team that went to Djibouti, so we have him speak to tell us his experience. With his team, such that those who have not had a chance to go there at least get what it takes for them once they're ready to go there. We believe in the next 2 months, 90 days at maximum, another team should be going to Djibouti. Questions? We are going to encourage more questions. Mr. Hassan wants to give some remarks in response to what has been said. So kindly let's have it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Oscar. Thank you, the participant, and thank you all the participants raising the questions and the remark. That's very good and fruitful discussion. What I want to raise here in the Djibouti Free Trade Zone, initially invested between Djibouti government and the one of Chinese company. But the company inside of the free trade zone, not only Chinese, there are many different nationalities. From Europe, from African, from Middle East, from North America, from even in the South America. There's a different companies establish their bases in the free trade zones. And the aim or the objective of the free trade zone is the company set out is factory, assemblage factory, then distribute or transfer to the other country in Africa, especially in East Africa. If you retain about the COMESA, what the main production of the Uganda benefit, of the company of Uganda benefit from Djibouti. As you know, Djibouti and Uganda, we are a member of the IGAD first. The second, we are the member of the COMESA. So we have a lot of the sharing for the in terms of the trade agreement. And any person from the IGAD or other country need to make investment in Djibouti Djibouti territory, there is the law who protect his investment. The framework law for the investment who protect the investors. And I don't think it's not compared to the South Sudan. There is all the laws are clear. Plus, any company need to invest inside of the free zone, there's another agreement, there's another framework law. As I tell you, there is here in front of behind of Mr. Robesto, there's zero taxes. All the product, all the production produced inside of the zones. Okay, this is the government of Djibouti giving incentive to attract more investors. I mean, some of them maybe say if the government didn't take any tax, what's the benefit? We benefit a lot because this company set up in the free zone, he will hire local peoples. This is one of the things in African government to get a job for the local peoples. This is the first priority for the government of the Djibouti. So those people, they will get the salary, they will run and they feed their family, they will pay the fees of the school. This is create the business or the transaction among the Djibouti people. So that's one thing we can benefit. So we're giving the government of the Djibouti also giving the company zero tax. The second thing, as our friend mentioned, the location of the Djibouti is a very strategic location. It's a link between Asia, African, and the Europe. So any vessel come from Japan, Korea, China, India, it pass in front of the Djibouti. It's a power member. This is the power member. Any vessel carrying the cargo should pass here. So to call or to deck to Djibouti ports is easy. Maybe from the international road, 3 hours for directions. In Dubai, if you compare it, it needs 1.5 days or 2 days to go to Dubai to divert to the international the maritime routes. So this is the advantage. So any cargo, any vessel is easy to drop or to take the cargo from Djibouti. So this is one of the advantage comparing to the other regions. The second thing, time. For example, if you get the real example, what we I know from Guangzhou, any vessel come from Guangzhou or Shenzhen to Djibouti takes 14 days. This is one of the advantages. If you come to 14 days and they take your cargo from Djibouti to the other country by truck or by air, it will be you can get the cargo faster than the other port in the regions. In terms of the cost, for example, mentioned the cost of the cargo from China, for example, to Djibouti, then from Djibouti to the Kampala is a $5.5, is including sea freight, is including air freight, is including process of the loading and the unloading for the different ports. And as I mentioned also, the duration is I make combinations. combination between sea and air. Why would they do the combination? To reduce the cost. One of my participants or my friend mentioned, this is the high. If you retain and if you review again the prices in the regions, this is the, believe me, is the cheapest ones. This is the frankly speaking. If you go into the other company, they can offer more than this. The second thing, Djibouti Free Trade Zone is set up what's called in the Djibouti. Djibouti, what's the name of Djibouti? Djibouti is a platform for e-commerce, but e-commerce under the Djibouti Free Trade Zone, and the Djibouti Free Trade Zone will be responsible. So there is the supplier, direct supplier already registered in this platform. So the client in Africa can go through this platform, can purchase the cargo, and the Djibouti Free Trade Zone, we will be in charge to transfer this cargo to the final destinations. When you use your card to pay the money, Djibouti Free Trade Zone will be the responsible. If you get fake cargo, Djibouti Free Trade Zone will be the take responsibility to refund what you pay. So this is we will share later all these information. You can go the website, you can get all the information. By the way, before the end of this year, we will have warehouses in Japan, in South Korea, and in Turkey. Because this is the three locations or three countries most of the African making the business, including the China. Yes, some people they say why the China? And frankly, most of the cargo, 40% is come from China. To focus in China, but we cannot stop this. We will continue, at the end of the year, this year, we will open another route. As you see in the panel, from Japan, South Korea, India, and Singapore, Japan, Djibouti. From other side, from Turkey to the Djibouti. So this is to facilitate the business between African and the other countries. Djibouti also welcome you to make your business, your investment, and soon Djibouti business community, they will come, they will visit, come back to interact with you, to meet you, to discuss. And to the government, as a diplomat, they have the good relations. We are well viewed for the both government, and we are collaborate more how we can increase or boost the trade between Africa to Africa. Not only other countries to Africa. Between us, it's the huge. In 2030, our population will be 1.3 billion populations, and the youth of this amount and about this population will be more than 70%. So it's time for Africa to make the business among us. So thank you very much. I will distribute you my business card. You can connect me. You can connect our consular in Kampala. We will continue, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Hassan. We have 20 minutes only remaining. We need to work within those minutes. Yes, you want to say something, Doctor?
It's Mr. Mahmoud. Thank you very much. Can I, if allow me?
Yes, kindly come in. Take it on from here.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you for your interesting remarks and comments. Business experience that you shared with us. What I would like to highlight, I will not come back to the price of the donation of the Sierra cargo from China to the final destination in the different countries of Africa. China, as Mr. Hassan said, is an example of that one, but we started now of learning this project. I will come back to this point. First of all, I want to categorize in two parties regarding the focus on the Uganda business community. It's according to our last discussion, what I understood with Mr. Christie, who I would like to thank him for his assistance and support. Business community from Uganda, we know that you are doing business from everywhere as all the people in the different countries. But what I would like to propose to you, it was two points. We want to serve you for the cargo that you are bringing from outside my area. That's one point. On the other hand, what we want to show you is the advantage of the international free trade zone in order to serve not only Uganda, but also the other countries in Africa, like Ethiopia and Somalia, Eritrea. Yeah. Why not Uganda people that are doing this? When we have in our Djibouti international free trade zone or other free zones in Djibouti, the people coming from Turkey, the people coming from India, the people coming from Dubai, from Yemen, from everywhere, what they are doing? They're bringing cargo from outside. They are storing here in Djibouti, in the free zone. The advantage to be in the free zone, you all know as a business people. There is a free movement between the ports and the free zones. There is no tax. So all advantage and preferential policies of the free zones, you know, all of you. And especially in Djibouti, what we share with you, Mr. Hassan already gave you a brief introduction. I will not going to come back. But why not Uganda business community establish their activity, their business in Djibouti? That's one part. As we did, the people who's coming from far away from Djibouti, they're just establishing their free zone companies, starting business, and selling, bringing cargo to Djibouti, reselling to the neighboring countries. So I think you can do that. I would like to invite you for this. The second one is a cargo by air, which I think maybe I do not understand well. I think that the objective of the principles is not well understood. So we just started cargo from China. This is an example. This is already as according to the presentation that we saw, we'll show you. We started from the last September and serving the different clients from Kenya and from Lagos. So that's that project. What I want to explain to you is Djibouti International Free Trade Zone. As Mr. Hassan said, is a common project between Djibouti Port and Freedom Authority, representing the government and the China Nations Group, which is a state-owned company of China. We also participating in some projects in the port also. before Djibouti International Free Zone, we have other free zones belonging to the private companies or PPP and PPP projects. The difference between the other free zone company, free zones on this one, well, we would like to first one we would like to promote today manufacturing. Also launch the Sierra Canyon. So Djibouti International, we have to understand that Djibouti International Free Trade Zone will be the link between the seller and the buyer. We are providing services, logistic services, from the buyer, from the seller, up to the final destination. We are providing services and we take the responsibilities of the product. I come back to this point because I hear there is some scaring about the guarantees, security. We will take responsibility. And we will carry the cargo from the buyer, from the seller, I mean, up to the final destination. We already started at some point on we have our local partner, like Lagos. So that's I want my brothers to share with you in terms of the security, of guarantee. We will take the responsibility. We are a logistics service provider. And I think the guarantee, I think that the price of the $5.5 per kg is very competitive price. We take care of the product of the cargo. The cargo will be delivered up to your destination. Yeah. That's I would like to share with you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahmoud. I wish to introduce a few people. We have Mr. Malcolm Musime. He is in charge of NTV business, kindly stand up for special commission. And thank you for your efforts in making this treated zone partnership possible. Djibouti nationals in Uganda, I saw some other who are coming a little bit late. Kindly stand up, all of you. We need to see you. And these are the Djibouti nationals representatives only of the Djibouti nationals here in Uganda, headed by Dr. Akram. Dr. Akram is right there. Thank you so much. We are going to have two ladies.
Partners.
Rachel, we're going to have two ladies there speak to us. With us also we have Mr. Patrick Tusime. Mr. Patrick Tusime is the Business Development Manager and Investment Support of Uganda Free Trade Zone Authority. Can you stand up for the commission? Thank you so much. Let's hear from the two ladies.
Good afternoon, everyone. Protocol observed. My name is Sandra Lexio. I'm a managing director at Federal Group Limited. And we basically we are manufacturers and processors of Nilotica shea butter. And it's one of the exports that we take out of the country. My question is, I have two questions. The first one, just like we always talked about Google, we love to export natural cosmetics to Djibouti and also definitely other COMESA countries are going to be part of. We're already doing that. What I would love to know more about the charges, especially for the flight from here to Djibouti, and then maybe also to different other parts, just like what you said, and if you're using the phrase one. And then the second one, I know we have a few ladies here. Safety is one of those issues. I know that talked about security is fine, but still women, I think it's much more, when you're looking at it's not just about the guns. We have also men around us. So we're also asking about that. Even my neighbors have asked me that. Because when we are reading through, we realize the population is Muslim, majority of it, and it's only 6% Christian. So we want also you to highlight about the safety of the lady investors or those who will be able to send their something that is crucial for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that contribution. Excellent Hassan. You need to make a comment later about the safety of the lady investors. At the same time, the charges that she look at as far as exporting share butter from here to Djibouti. And of course, on the margin, in large volumes, because Djibouti is also a hub for the region. Thank you so much.
My name is Gladys. Many it was mentioned. I work with the Uganda Prison Authority. In Uganda, we have a free zone. The Uganda Prison Authority, we have a headquarters at Communication House, 6th floor. We are directly under the Ministry of Finance. Most people do not know that we exist, but we exist. So far, I think we've been around for the last 6 years. Of course, the first and second year was establishment and what we do. We were just setting the structures. But now we are fully established, and we have different private prisons in this country, different areas, because on time I will not go into that. I just want to just say hi there. We also have a public prison that we are setting up at Djibouti International Airport, which 70% of the work is already covered, which is soon going to be advertised, and the public will get to know much about it. Thank you for inviting us. As I said, you can always come to Communication House, and you will find more information about the prison, Uganda prisons. My question was the priority sector, because I didn't get a priority sector that Djibouti that specifically is needed in a prison, or anything that what you just go and start out. So that is what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Mr. Gladys, from the Uganda Free Zone Authority. Yes, she says they have private prisons, at the same time the public prison at the airport. This is good information that I think the business community can pick it up from there and make good use of it. We are having a small presentation, yes, for the next 4 minutes. The Djibouti team, we are sorry, you may not listen to our audio, but for the benefit of the members here, we shall all listen to, and then we wind up. Thank you so much.
Djibouti International Free Trade Zone joined hands with Ethiopian Airline and Air Djibouti, the strategic partners, to establish sea air connectivity to make Djibouti Addis a super multimodal transport hub for African continent. Due to the African economic complementarity and increasingly close economic and trade relations, there is huge potential of Sino-African trader. The rise of e-commerce in recent years has accelerated the trend of trade fragmentation and the need for timely delivery. The global supply chain was hit unprecedentedly by the COVID-19 pandemic. How to reshape the supply chain between China and Africa to promote bilateral trade. Sino-Africa Sea Air Express line came into being. Under such circumstance, seizing this opportunity, The supply chain and the Sea Air Multimodal Express was jointly rebuilt and created by coordinating Ethiopia Airline and Air Djibouti and intensive airline network resources covering most of countries in Africa. Sino-African Sea Air Express has established many goods warehouses in coastal areas in southeast of China by shipping goods to Djibouti directly, in which the second goods collection occurred in the IFTZ. Then deliver goods to different destinations by air. The total delivery time is 22 days, including 48 hours by air. Sino-Africa Sea Air Express will form a fixed voyage, time guaranteed excellent products, which is estimated to realize 8 tons of air cargo monthly and maintain a sustained growth. China-Africa Sea Air Express product was launched on September 16, 2021. In the first World Chinese Cross-Border E-Commerce Exhibition. In addition to product promotion plans in China, promotion activities will also be held in Southeast Asia and other regions involving more trade with Africa, which will rebuild a supply chain for the economic and trade development of Central Africa and the Far East to boost African economic boom.
Bordering Bab el-Mandeb in the east, and with vast African territory to its south, Djibouti enjoys a superior geographic position. Djibouti serves as an important node for the 21st century maritime Silk Road, linking Asia, Africa, and Europe by sea. It is an important portal to markets in East Africa and the entire African continent. Harbor great tolerance for the achievement of great missions. Covering an area of 48.2 square kilometers, Djibouti International Free Trade Zone is currently the largest industrial park in Africa and a model for cooperation between China and Africa in this new era. With substantial support from the governments of China and Djibouti, China Merchants Group have cooperatively engaged in the strategic decision of the Djibouti International Free Trade Zone. The partners have taken full advantage of their complementary strengths. They have successfully participated in the development of domestic industrial parks and fulfilled the comprehensive development pattern of PPC, Port Park City, in an attempt to build a platform for your products, industries, and services to go global. They are developing Djibouti as a center for shipping, trade, commerce, and finance in East Africa, and making it a leading Silk Road station, another Sherco in Africa. Ambition and excellence lead to a brilliant future. Great efforts have been made in the construction of the zone, with an initial area of 2.4 square kilometers. Currently, vigorous efforts are being made to construct a powerful platform integrating commerce logistics, export processing, and business facilities in the Djibouti Free Trade Zone. With the growing importance of the region and its increased influence, it has risen to be a new engine propelling economic development in Djibouti. Despite the long distance, great ambition and efforts can lead to the fulfillment of a great cause. Due to its superior geographical location, safe and stable political environment, flexible and efficient financial services, as well as a free foreign exchange policy, Djibouti is receiving increasing attention from the entire world.
If there is any 2 questions that want to be asked, kindly raise up your hand. There's one there, and there's another one there. Okay, there are 3. Let's receive those 3, and then present to Mr. Donald. Thank you so much.
Omar Charles. I think in Dr. Mohammed's presentation, he forgot one thing, talking about the lease, the types of leases you can get in the free trade zone. And another thing was about the types of companies that one can open in a free trade zone. I think people here would like to know more about that. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Excellency. My name is Patrick Sime. I work with Uganda Free Zones Authority. Thanks so much for the presenters and organizers of this function. I also thank the team for inviting Uganda Free Zones Authority. I have some few questions. One regarding about tax incentives. How are operators in the free trade zone of Djibouti access? What are the procedures? They apply to, or automatically once in the free zone, they access those incentives. Two, how free trade zone work with customs authorities in your country? And another question, how long do your license take if you apply to operate in the free trade zone? How long do I get my license? Thirdly, I want to understand your investor support facilities. You have the team that takes through the investor when he comes. And thirdly, I would like to request your team to bring us on board, because the Uganda Free Zone Authority and the Free Trade Zone can have something, you can work together as two countries so that we can help our trade community. Because I believe that here in Uganda, we have potential developers and operators. Once we work collectively, I think they can benefit from this collaboration. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. His Excellency Hassan and historians from Djibouti, fellow Ugandans, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Rwanda Fred Chintu. I am the Executive Director, deputizing the ED, CAFO, Kampala Kedas Advocacy Forum, an entity that brings together thousands and thousands of traders operating within the capital of Uganda, that's Kampala. Thank you so much for this venture, and Augustine too, thank you for spearheading this. Has just been highlighted about the challenges that we experience as Ugandans dealing with some other countries like Southern Sudan. I would assure this time around we are going to work with Djibouti as an entity or government to formalize this kind of journey. To me, I think this would be ideal than independent forums working separate. I don't know if I'm communicating. How if the arrangements to avoid any future, challenges that we encountered while dealing with Southern Sudan, this time around we work with the government of Djibouti to have this formal process legally appreciated by the government of Uganda. Of course, working with key stakeholders like CAFO and other entities in business. That's my submission. But as a go group, as my colleague said earlier, because CAFO has thousands and thousands of traders who are actually dealing in quite a number of business lines, would request that at some point in time, through Augustine, that we can host you for details. I beg to submit. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fred Chintu, for giving us our last input of the discussions. He mentioned that we need to work out a mechanism to protect the business community. I think we're driving the same message that we should not have a replica of what happened in other countries. I hope that message is well taken care of, and we shall engage you and the relevant authorities possible that we think can be part of this process to make it happen. Mr. Omar Charles, thank you so much. He's asking the types of companies, and I think I heard it from the Uganda Free Trade Zone. They are saying, are there priority sectors that would inform them that are needed most in the Free Trade Zone Authority? It's a message that I believe in our actions, His Excellency Hassan and His Excellency Richard Kalonga will definitely give us. In the interest of time, I request that we listen to Mr. Melissa Ronald, who was part of the team from the business community in Kampala that traveled all the way to Djibouti to tell us his experience, to give us the words of comfort or discomfort. I know, of course, that they have comfort, such that we know whom to talk to as and when we need further guidance. Thank you so much. Mr. Ronald?
Am I coming that side?
No, I can't.
Oh, it's okay.
Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Yes, Mr. Aden Mohammed.
Yes, thank you, sir. Sorry to disturb. It's just, I'm not sure if the Djibouti part is hearing you from Uganda clearly. Unfortunately, I'm just a lot of mumbling. I think maybe it's the connection issue. So I'm sorry we couldn't get all the feedback or questions that were asked. Is it possible? There's a lot of echo in the microphones. Is it possible to fix that? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope it's sorted. Thank you. Mr. Ronald, kindly take over.
Thank you.
Hello, Heather.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, please, can you please respond to the question, to the last question regarding the establishment of the company in the prison? Sure. Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't hear it quite well. I know the Uganda Free Zone Authority, I think, asked a couple of questions. Maybe we can answer that quickly. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Yes, I think the first question was, I'm sorry, again, I couldn't hear very well. It was about the taxes incentives, correct?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Yes, in the free zones in Djibouti, generally there are no taxes for goods imported from overseas and for goods exported to overseas. It's exempted of all taxes, meaning taxes on imports, customs, on revenues, 100% repatriation of your revenues that you made inside the free zone. No need to have a local shareholder. What else? So basically, these are the different incentives. It's a tax haven, so no tax
classes whatsoever to worry about when you are a free-zone company inside the Djibouti International Free Trade Zone. That's the question number one. Number two, again, I didn't catch it. But
the number two, Mohammed, is how long it will take to proceed